Welcome to the Blackout podcast, where I get to talk to amazing people who do amazing things. It's been too long because this man is a busy person.
Crazy.
But I'm so happy to have stylist, model, fashionista, all of the things. My friend Favour, thanks for coming to the podcast today.
Appreciate.
How do you even start? Which one came first, the modeling or the styling?
I would say the modeling. I mean, not really modeling, but like creating like looks myself and stuff like that. That's what actually came first.
Where? Okay, because you're Nigerian, your style isn't it's super distinct to you. I'm like, okay, you have influences here and there, but it is you. Yeah. So how?
Well, like social media is like a huge space where like you have everybody doing like kind of one thing, fashion, you know what I'm saying? So, you just have to like find your own way of like, separating out of like that group of people doing the same thing. So you gotta, find a way to create your own style, create what you actually do. So that's actually what's gonna give you more recognition, because if you kind of do what people usually do on a regular day, it's kind of like, I'm scrolling through the media and I'm seeing the same thing and like nothing new. So, you gotta create something new if you wanna be out there.
Dude, and you do that though. When did it start?
Well, I've been doing this for a while, for like 4 years now. But I had the vision before I came to Canada, but I've been doing it for 4 years now.
Oh, how did the vision start?
Well, I would say back home in Nigeria, well, I used to see a lot of, fashion stuff going around abroad. And you also I kind of had the feeling for fashion. I really liked fashion, but there was no, we didn't really have a lot to express. And, with cultural background, your parents telling you this, your parents telling you that, African. So, you didn't really have the space and the mentality to do what you wanted to do until I got here, and then I was able to open up, buy my clothes, kind of express myself and do the things I want without having to listen to anybody saying anything.
What do you try to say with the looks you create? Yeah.
Well, I mostly try to create looks based off, characters or of something. So, I try to let's say I watch a movie or I see this particular look online. I try to recreate or make it blend into a whole scenario so people, it's relatable, something like that. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, and Instagram, your Instagram followers is great. How did you build that?
Well, over the years, posting consistent, consistency is key too, you never know that one post that's going to give you the what you want. So you got to keep posting consistently. So over the 4 years period, I've been posting every single, I've had the post for every month. So
how do you, that's the thing, with you and the looks you create, how do you decide which one to actually put on your Instagram?
Well, I mean, it depends on the pieces I'm able to get. So usually when I'm making a post, it takes me at least 2 weeks to actually make it and actually prep for it and everything. I have to get a photographer, plan the whole mood board, understand the whole concept, get the location.
Okay, pause. Let's rewind. Let's talk process now. Yeah. So which one comes first?
So first of all, I get the look. I get the idea of what I want to do. Then I go to try finding locations. Then I see what matches the vibe, because the location is going to give me the ginger to do what I want to do. Then I start looking for the outfit. I start sourcing the fits, go thrifting, check online, or where can I get this particular piece. Then blending with some of the pieces I already have. Then I start reaching out to photographers. I share the concept with them. I tell them, okay, so this is what I'm trying to do. Are you able to do this? And how can we make it this? And sometimes I lead the creative direction as well of how I want it to be edited.
Okay, so all these things, it sounds great, but now at the stage you're in now, I know it's a little bit easier now. But let's rewind to when it started. How did you get all these people to come on board? Because
before, I didn't really know anybody. I didn't really have anybody to do it for me. So, at that point, I have to do it myself. I started taking shots with my phone myself.
Oh, right.
So when I started building up my Instagram, building up myself and my creativity as well, people actually also started reaching out to me, and that way I started collaborating. So,
right, because I'm okay, now, sure, of course, you're the man, I get it, but how did you even get to that point? Okay.
That's,
And with the people you collab with, what are the factors you consider when you're like, well, I like to work with that person?
Well, I mean, it depends on what I'm going to benefit and what they are going to benefit. So, I mean, mostly it's just like, a collaborative space where everybody wants to push themselves, get more reach, push your work out there. So that's basically it, just reach and, just putting yourself out there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, and then obviously, most of the shots are you, but to me, the more dynamic ones are when you put people inside. Like, it's one thing to do the thing yourself because you know you and your style, and how do you like the other models, I guess, that you get to come into your shots? Like, how do you find them, and how do you make, like, are you the person that styles everything? Do they bring their own style in,
Well, so, I mean, I started creative directing officially like last year summer. So there's this group back in Toronto, shout out Creative Cloud, that's the name of the group. So at first I wasn't really into creative directing, I was mostly like doing my own thing. When I'm like, okay, so they reached out to me and they're like, do you want to try directing a shoot, directing it based on how you create your looks and stuff? And I was like, sure, I'll give it a try. So one of the guys that, put me through on how, the creative direction works and everything. So basically I would bring the idea of what I want to do, so I'll give it to the team, and then they'll be the ones to like review it, get me models. Then I'll be like, okay, this kind of model I want, this amount of models I want. Then they'll send me a photographer and be like, okay, what kind of photographer do you want? Then I have to review the page and like see what the kind of work they do, if it matches the vibe and the set of what I want. Then then I pick the models. Then we have usually to bring a stylist, so if I want to style them, or they can style themselves as well. So that one depends on them. But my own part of the whole project is like, get the creative concepts, tell the photographer this is how I want the edits to be, and that's basically it.
So what is creative directing to the people, checking out the episode and like creative direct? Like I've heard it, I've seen it in magazines, I've heard it in shows and stuff, but like what is a creative director?
So a creative director is basically like a person, like he's like the whole idea setter, like he sets the idea, he brings that to the table, communicates to the team, okay, this is the kind of, like let's say you want to shoot a music video, you want like a creative director to tell you, okay, he listens to your song and he tells you, okay, based on your song, this is kind of vibe I'm getting from it, so we can shoot the music video based off this vibe. So it's kind of the same thing with fashion. So you bring out the vision and then you like bring models, you bring photographers, and then you try to like implement that vision in the shots.
How many photos do you have to take to like decide, poop, this is the one that goes on Instagram?
Well, I mean, we take a lot of pictures. Like,
yeah.
take a lot. So basically, it takes like, maybe more than 100 pictures, and then they send it back to us, and then we like, we select the ones that we feel, okay, has that
How
vibe.
do you, well, like, I mean, I guess 100, most of them, like, I guess maybe in 100, there's going to be like one that's just like, no. But then there's still 99 that are like pretty decent. How do you narrow it down to the 1 to 5? That
well, I mean that's really the hard part, But most of the time we have shots for each model. So like each model is able to like we send the pictures back to them. So if we are not able to post it, then the models themselves can post and like tag us and everything like that. So that's kind of how we do it.
How do you pick the models? I mean, I know you mentioned that they kind of send models, but how do you pick the people you actually?
Well, it depends on the vibe, Let's say you want to do.
I hear these words, like someone needs to break down vibe to
okay,
me.
vibe is basically like vibe is like the idea, like what you're trying to get out there. So it depends on that, like the idea you got. So let's say you want to do like an office shoot, and then you have different models. You want the model to be tall, you want the model to be short. Like you check their page and see the kind of things they focus on. You can't bring someone that does street style to come and do like an office shoot. So it doesn't really make sense. So that's kind of like the idea when it comes to like picking models. You gotta understand like what the kind of modeling work they do, and like the way they do it. So
if you want to I guess the other thing to me is like your style. How would you define it? Because I can't find the like.
Well, I mean, I mix a lot of high fashion with modern minimalistic fashion as well. So, but I'm more into like the high fashion side. I like try to create looks. Like I try to challenge myself actually.
Yeah.
Then some of the other times I just take on like simple other fashion.
So in the last, I want to say year plus, you've been almost every African artist that comes into the city, or even Montreal, or even Toronto, like they kind of pass through you. What? I mean, how did that happen?
Well, I mean, I started.
Who was the very first one?
Joe Boy was actually.
Yeah, I remember. Like, how did? Yeah. What happened there?
So Joe Boy was the first. I started officially studying this year. This year I was like, I want to focus more on you know, pushing my work out there rather than doing it and like, you know, styling myself and putting it out there, you know. So I tried to like, you know, let me try styling other people and everything. So, you know, first of all, you try reaching out to the team, you try reaching out to the promoters, you know, reach out to everybody in this team, you know, you share the idea of what you have. I mean, most of the time, most of the artists don't even know that I'm going to style them, or they don't even know what I have to bring. So in that kind of scenario, what you have, the pieces or the clothes you got, has to be better than what they have if you want to make them wear it. You have to find a way to convince them.
Right.
So that's basically how it happens. Like for Joe Boy, for instance, now he didn't know I was going to style him. He saw the fit and he liked it.
And like, he even put it on Instagram, like it was a whole freaking documentary on the whole thing.
Yeah, it was out there.
Yeah. So, okay, let's talk about that one. How did he decide on the style and the outfit and stuff?
So, I mean, when it comes to styling an artist, you know, basically they're performing on the stage. It's not like they're like a model or anything that you put in on heavy clothes. So you want to try and put on like clothes that are like, you know, will suit their style and something that's, you know, comfortable for them to move on stage with. So what I'll do, like I'll just check their page and see how they normally dress when they're going on like tours or going on shows and stuff. And I try to like pick out a fit or like pick out like a certain look and try to recreate it or make it better as well, you know, creating my own style. So that kind of, because if you're trying to make it in a way of what the dress is, actually easier to like for you to convince them, that for you to like put on a new style on them last minute. So so that's kind of the idea of how I go about the styling.
And then specifically in this case, what was the style you came up with in
for Joe Boy?
Yeah,
I mean, Joe Boy is more of like, he's more of like a simple, it's not really too complex. Just he wears like pants and like he likes jackets and he likes wearing tank tops. So I was like, okay, I'll recreate that vibe and, you know, add a bit of twist to it. So that was.
So what was the twist?
The twist, well, the jacket, I made the jackets. I collaborated with Batwa actually to create the whole look. So we made the pants flared. So it was kind of like a boot cut pants with like a cropped jacket and like just tank top and accessories. That was basically the fit. It was nothing too crazy.
Are you kidding me? Like, I mean, I guess he's an artist, so to an artist, it's not crazy, but yeah. So Joe Boy kind of launched this thing, and then
the motion kind of picked up from there.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of like.
I think the last one, this is an artist in Montreal or Toronto. So, yeah, that was wild.
Yeah, that one was actually the standing assistant, and I was working with like his main stylist for that one. I wasn't like the main stylist for that one. So the main stylist was actually the one that, you know,
it's like
we did the fit, but my work was mostly like to like get the outfits, you know, get things ready, get things set up, get him ready for the show. That was mostly it.
Dude, man. You know, and I guess, so why do you do it?
Well, you know, I just do it because I like it. It's not because I just want to do it. Like, I've had the passion for it for like years, and it's fun. Like, you know, when you like doing something you really like, then you just flow, like you're just in sync with it. So
I guess now, do you, okay, so you style, you creative direct, do you see a situation of you like, I guess, like designing your own stuff?
Designing, I mean, most of my looks actually add a bit of touch to actually design some, not like a design.
I know. But you thought
there's some certain looks I'm trying to achieve, but like the clothes are not just doing justice for it, but I just have to alter it, you know, maybe add rhinestones to like the fit or.
It's a good thing you mentioned rhinestones, because one of the things, you know, you have really good images on Instagram, but one of the ones that stood out for me is like the pose with the thing with like a veil.
Oh yeah.
And you pose. Actually, okay, I'll talk about the pose, but that one, I love that look. Talk to me about that look.
That look was like last year summer. So most times I just listen to music, and music actually inspires me sometimes to like create looks. So I was just sitting in my friend's house. I was listening to this song, this kind of high fashion beat type of song. I was like, okay, let me try creating a look based on this fit. So I was like, next thing that came to mind was like a Japanese style fit. So like I got like a Japanese shirt, and like there's this brand that sent me like a pair of pants, and I just added that. And then I was like, what could make this fit look, you know, more elevated and better, you know, something not really seen on social media. So, you know, I thought, okay, let me just add like a veil, add like rhinestones, get like a piece of, you know, 2 pieces of fan, and that's how it worked. And I shot it like an arts museum, and then it came out good.
It's sick. Yeah. It's sick. Yo. Wait, did you make those things, or like the rhinestone veil?
I made that one.
What? Okay, see, you can't hide that of information. Okay. So don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
All the styling is great, but he's making that rhinestone that actually that is a lot of work.
Yeah, it takes like hours.
Dude, it's like a lot of work.
Yeah, so I just shop the pieces individually. It's kind of like art and crafts, basically.
Yeah. Okay, wait. Let's talk about this veil. How did you make it? Like Jesus. Oh my God. How many pieces of stones on there?
Man, it's probably like 1,000.
Yeah, that's crazy. That is crazy. What was the process of making it?
So just got like a string, got like a rope. Get it like it's just the whole lot. Just got stuff like started sticking like individual stones on like the ropes. And
You're just thinking about this, giving me a headache. I'm like, fuck this. I'm not doing this. That's so much work, but the final product is like it makes it work.
Funny enough, I took that shot on my phone.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, because initially I wanted to like shoot it with a photographer, but the thing at that point in my at that stage in my life, like I didn't really have like much reach, and like I wasn't really out there like that. So like if I reach out to photographer, they'll be like, "Oh, you gotta pay this amount."
Right.
And I was like, "Why do I want to pay you for when I can just do it myself?" And then
no, man, that photo, I think that's the one. That one. So I guess what's next for you now?
Me, well, this year I'm still trying to like focus on like building my portfolio and styling, creative directing. Maybe like every year I try to like
your work ethic is crazy. I'm like, yeah. And now you tell me that you made that rhinestone makes sense to me because like, okay, I could tell you putting effort into everything you do.
Yeah.
But how much effort, I didn't have any idea until you told me you made that veil because yeah, you're really passionate about it. But why though? Like why that passion for this thing you're doing?
Well, I really love it. Actually,
I guess that's the real question. Though, what do you love about it?
It's just cool. Looking good is just cool.
It is.
It's not like an artist. You love making music. That's one thing that keeps you. The fact that people love what you do too actually also drives or keeps you going.
So how did you narrow it down to Instagram when you were doing like, okay, I'm building my portfolio and stuff?
Well, I mean, I started off on Instagram. I didn't even have TikTok back then when I started. So Instagram has been like my main place for like posting and stuff. So I've just been like on Instagram since.
And with like we talked about collabs, but I didn't drill it down a little bit, I guess. With the brands and stuff, how do you decide, okay, this I'm working with this brand versus nah?
Well, it kind of depends because I have a lot of brands actually reaching out, and I'm like there's a few I pick out from. Most times it depends on like the vision I'm trying to create. Like if the brands like the outfit or whatever they have aligns with what I'm trying to create, I can like pick certain pieces and collaborate with them. But if like you're a brand and you want to send me a tank top, like there's really nothing I can do with a tank top, you know what I'm saying? So it kind of depends on what they have and like the vision I have that moment I want to create. Then that actually decides on if I want to like move forward with them or not.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So I don't have a brand or whatever, but I got you something.
All right.
Here. So this is like the first time this is coming out.
Oh shit, for real?
Like, yeah.
Shit, shout out Black Podcast.
So yeah. Okay, my mic is going away. Oh, here we go. Yeah. I know this
Thank
is
you
not
very
your
much
style.
for this.
My pleasure. This is not your style, but I'm like, okay, if there's someone that understands how important it is to kind of like put your stuff out there, it's you. So I want to ask you this though. Why is branding important?
Well, like branding is very, very, very important. You want to tell people that this is the kind of thing I do. You don't want to like, one day you post this, the next day you're here, next day you're doing this. Like you don't want to confuse the people. So like, to like, for me now, I mostly focus on like, high fashion, creating looks that, resonate with like certain looks. So like that's what most people know me for. So kind of drifting out of there, we actually pushes
what
out
is
there.
happening?
Yeah, so people are like confused because there's some certain times I'll post some things and I know that this is probably not going to get as much views or the algorithm is not really going to favor this. But like sometimes when I post some stuff and I know this is going far, so that's kind of the thing about branding.
Do you have any artist collabs coming?
Yeah.
Is there anything you can talk about?
I mean, yeah, I'm trying to style on Olamide. Yeah, it's gonna be.
What?
Yeah. Also I'm trying to see if I can also do Burna Boy in December as well.
Okay. When those happen, you have to come back to the podcast and talk about it. Cause like, oh, you know what? So, I mean, I love his music. Wow, fuck. Because there's an Olamide song. I'm not gonna remember it now, but it was in the album with the red like diamond. I can't remember it now. But actually, no, I'm gonna set this thing. I got because like if that won't happen, yeah, of course my internet is shit. Anyway, I'll tell you after the show. But yeah, and what are some things you have to do to prep for working with artists at that level?
So I start back like months before, and then first of all you have to like get the whole aesthetic of what you're trying to go for, then get the outfit sorted out as well, and start reaching out as well early as possible and to let them know that you're trying to style them and stuff like that. But it's mostly about like preparing the outfits and getting like sizing and stuff too.
As you're mentioning this, I have a question, because like most times, most of the people you style, they kind of have that style. What if the person doesn't have a style? Like, I only wear t-shirts.
Well, I mean, for that, then you just probably pick up on that. So first of all, okay, you wear only t-shirt. We'll start off from that as the base. Then find a way to like refine it and make you look good on wearing t-shirt, not just wearing t-shirt, but like make you look good wearing t-shirt.
This guy. Okay. A question I always ask guests that come is like, what's something that happened to you, like before you were 17, that plays a huge role in who you are today?
Well, I would say, before I was 17, as I said earlier, so back when I was in Nigeria, I was 17. So, I didn't really, cultural background and, your parents having to tell you, this, don't do that. So that really played a big part, I had the vision of what I wanted to do. I really love fashion, but, I couldn't just, execute the vision back home because of like the whole idea of what the soft fashion as back there. So it was until I actually came here, then I was able to, get stuff myself, build. Everybody was just here trying to look fly. You know what I'm saying? So you just have to find a way to like fit in and do your own thing. So that's kind of the whole thing that brought me up to where I am now.
Yeah. Amazing. You bring magic onto my Instagram feed with all your images, and I'm gonna send you away with a little bit of magic on mine.
All right.
I want you to write a number, any number you want, between 1 and 60. Write one down.
All right. I should just.
Yeah. All right.
Here it is.
Okay. I can't see your number, but we are going to tell you what your number is.
All right.
Hopefully. So your number is going to be in at least one card, but it can be more than one. So walk with me here.
All right.
Is your number in here?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. Here?
No.
58?
Yeah.
Magic! Yo, Favour, man. Thank you for all the things you do, and thank you so much for coming to the podcast today.
I appreciate it. Thank you for having me.